Should we start off with a call for a portfolio in Atlanta? We don't do a lot of Atlanta, Georgia deals. How about quick warm up call, Atlanta, Georgia portfolio? How do I find good Section 8 deals without lightning leads? Dude, I love lightning leads. It's really great, but I more so use that for like creative finance. How long will it take me to find a good Section 8 deal? Well, this is okay, except for I saw the roof and I was like, this is actually a really good one, but the condition kills it, unfortunately. So this thing is actively occupied as a triplex for 2,400. And, I could probably get it for like 120, 125, and that would hit like a 28 to 32% cash on cash return. But then what kind of killed, oh shit, am I sharing my screen? What kind of killed this for me was that, you see the siding, right? That's one thing. But then the other thing is the roof. See the roof? No life on that roof. So that, I took a glance at Akron today and I was like, what do you have for me? What do you have? But good Section 8 deal. Let's just go to Cleveland really quickly. Shit, that should be so easy. Section 8 deal. So it's a lot about price point and condition. Price point and condition is huge. Now, as I look at this one, nice. Look at that roof. Do you see the roof? The roof is nice. The siding is fine. I wouldn't say it's amazing. It looks good down here. Windows are a little older, but looks to be vinyl. Interior, yeah, clean as hell. Washer and dryer in the kitchen where the oven should be. Okay, I could take it. I could. We could do it. And I literally just called the agent and asked to wholesale this shit. Yeah. That's great. Rented for, $900 a month and $975 a month. Oh, see that rent does not correspond to that price right there. That rental figure lets me know I'd have to be below list significantly right there. You see what I'm saying, guys? This is easy. This is easy looks. You know what I'm saying. $1,875 per month and $170K purchase price. What do we think about that? That's not good. And if you're like, well, I don't get it, that hits the 1% rule. 1% rule is dead. It's gone. It doesn't work anymore. Interest rates and price points killed it. How about we try the 2% rule now? That's a little bit closer. I'm so disoriented. Let's get started. Okay, I'll show you why really quick. And I'm sorry, this thing is messed up again. I've got this like little plastic mat on my carpet and it moves around all the time. There we go. Okay. All right. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. We're live on YouTube. We're live on TikTok. We're live on Instagram. Instagram, I'm just going to let you know, I will be muted throughout this stream multiple times. It's not that I'm clicking mute and then I'm forgetting to unmute. It's that Instagram, I don't know. Fill in the blank. It's that Instagram, not really sure. Absolutely, Kelvin. Sorry, I read that backwards, here to help. Okay, so somebody just asked me, how do you find a good Section 8 lead? Well, you should take our courses because our courses kind of break that down. Somebody showed me this one today and I was like, bro, that's a condo. We can't do that. And I declined it. This is a banger. This closed this week for 10K. And then I just found this thing, which otherwise would be a good Section 8 lead. The thing that I'm concerned about on this is rent versus price. How do we feel about a price of 170 and rent of 1875? And Kent, we will get to you here very soon. You'll be our second call of the day. Well, if we do 170K, you put down 34K, not with seller financing, with the lender, your monthly payment's $904. Already a really bad sign. Already a very bad sign. Oh, here's my cleaner for my Airbnb. What's up? Hey, Tanisha, how's it going?
There we go. Hey, how are you?
Hey, doing well. I'm live on my platforms right now. But I was just gonna call to say I sent Paul $6,000 to fix the leak, and then he said there's just 2 minor things to do after that, and we should be good to go.
Okay, yeah, I went there yesterday. I went there pretty late. it's all empty and things like that. And then he called today and said that the dumpster came or something like that, but he couldn't pay it. And he's trying to see if I could pay it, but I honestly didn't have it.
No,
and then I guess you sent it, so
I have paid him, and the dumpster's coming back on. The dumpster will return on Thursday.
Okay, I'll keep stopping by just to check in.
Okay, thank you so much.
I did see someone is dumping something there. Like, I'm gonna try to move the camera to like face the driveway because it's 2 tires in the back, like in the woods.
People are leaving tires in the woods behind my house?
Yeah, and not even in the woods. It's like near your shed. It's like a big old tire. It looks like it belongs to like a truck or something. And a donut. And I cleaned underneath the porch, and Paul said there's things under there. Like I physically went under the porch.
Stuff. I mean, I don't think the porch has to be super clean, but I understood you fixed the porch the other day. It's all pretty looking now.
Yeah, it rained, so I got to touch up a couple splotches. But other than that, it's pretty good. But he said there's like, I guess I don't know what's on there. I'm gonna check tomorrow.
And then bathroom ceiling fan was kind of crusty. I know we had talked about
that. It's 2 of them. Yeah, they don't even work anymore. Valerie they're like a Bluetooth type of vent music thing. And they don't even work.
Let's if there's anything that you deem to be crusty in the house, you know what I mean? Like just like I wouldn't want to live in there. I'll pay you to fix those things, whatever it may be. I think I just got so overwhelmed when the leak happened. I was like, oh my god, we have to fix this first, and then we can address this other stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got you.
Okay, cool. Let me know if you see anything in there like that. I think the fans definitely should be addressed.
Okay. Oh, definitely the ACs. They need wings. Like there's bugs coming in because I did put the AC in the window, but there's no I don't even know what they're called, but I call them wings. You know, the piece that kind of like spreads open. That thing.
I give you the executive decision-making ability. I'll never leave you hanging. If you go ahead and fix something, I'm never going to be like, I didn't ask you to do. I promise I'll never do that. If you deem it to be fixed, we'll do it.
Okay, I got you.
All right, thank you so much. I got to head out, make some calls, but thanks, Tanisha. Really appreciate it.
No problem. I appreciate you.
Bye-bye. I just have, honestly, the only thing keeping me together with my Airbnb right now, which has been like the craziest headache ever, is my amazing team of people working on the property. She is amazing. My contractor's been really good. I have less of a relationship with him, but she found the contractor. He's been good. Really great stuff. So before we got called there, we were briefly discussing like how to find a good Section 8 deal. And I said I could find a good Section 8 deal in a matter of moments. And I found one, but the problem is you're going to need it substantially below list price because its rent is quite close to what the mortgage would be. And I'll tell you how we can figure that out. So they're asking for 170 right here, right? And I think we probably need it way below there. $170,000. And I'm going to say we probably need this thing at like, oh God, it's bad. Like 130, 125, 130. That's rough. And that's to make 10K. And you really do need to be making 10K on these just in case the seller's not willing to offer a concession. I've learned the potholes. I know how it goes. I've figured out the potholes. If your seller's not willing to offer a concession after the inspection, meaning, hey, we found out that there is a fun chemistry lab in your basement and we got to take care of that and it's going to cost $5K. If we figure that out and tell the buyer, chances are the buyer is going to back out unless the seller gives a concession. And a concession is not a discount. It is not a discount. A concession is money that the seller gives back to the buyer post-close in title. So I say post-close, but it's really in title. It's great. So imagine the buyer put down 30K and we have an 8% concession on 150 and they get back like $12,000, right? That's what it could do. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and tell you why this doesn't work at 170 to hopefully inform you. Now, what do I think this does work for? I think it just barely passes the condition expectation. Interior, well, you see shit like this and you're like, what is this carpet hiding? What is this hiding? And this is new stuff, which means the work's done kind of shitty. So that's something to ask yourself about, but those are things that we would be willing to fix in concessions. So it's none of this looks like a big deal to me. All of this looks like it's okay. Yeah, we're a little rough around the edges right there, right? But again, concessions, it's salvageable. So this is something I would go after if the price reflected it. Look at that window, nice new vinyl window. Love to see it. So yeah, condition, I would say passes, but barely. Oh, that bathroom does not look great. Oh, there's paper mache on the wall. Oh. Like, guys, you don't want to own something like that. I still think concessions would fix this, but I'm leaning towards like a real high concession, like 8%, which is like 12K. Anyways, looking at this thing right here, principal and interest is 905, right? If principal and interest is $905 and the property's bringing in 1875, I wish I knew what they thought they were thinking, because it's not like you're selling it to somebody who doesn't care about the cash flow, who will live in one side and rent out the other. This is fully occupied with long-term tenants. It's only about the numbers here, and the agents don't even think about that. It's just not even something that occurs to them. They only look at the comps, and I get the comps, but the comps are not the whole picture. The cash on cash return is the whole picture. So 1875, take off 15%. Why? Well, you remember the call I just got about the deck and the AC vents, and just shit happens, man. Stuff happens in rental property. So you look at your 1875 as 15% less. You subtract your 905 payment, and you're left with $688 per month. Just kidding. Taxes and insurance, right? And they're probably underestimating them. Yeah, $57 for insurance. Lie. 120 for insurance. And then taxes are 339. So gang, look at this. Here's the deal. To remove the house from the deal, as I've always said, and to just look at what the property generates in terms of income, you are receiving $229, and you have to put a down payment of $44,000. How do we feel about that? You know, I always say this. I always say this to put you in this perspective of the buyer. It's the middle of the night. I break into your house. Instagram, don't mute me for saying this. It's a hypothetical. I haven't done that in a while. It's the middle of the night. I break into your house. Under your bed is a briefcase full of $44,000. I steal it. You're like, wait. And I'm like, all right. You know, I'll take your 44K, but to make you feel a little bit better, I'm going to give you $200 a month. Are you like, oh, okay? Or are you like, that does nothing for me. You're paying for part of my groceries per month, and you're taking my life savings. This does nothing. You know, that's how a buyer's thinking. And you need to put yourself in the perspective of a buyer. A buyer doesn't want to trade $229 per month or $2,700 a year, which is what that is if you multiply it by 12, for $44,000. And you're like, what do you mean 44? I see 34. Well, there's closing costs. Closing costs are going to be about 10K when you get a loan. So 44,000. It took me a surprisingly long period of time to realize that closing costs would be $10,000 when you get a loan, but it was largely because I was just doing creative deals, and the creative deals were all 6K for closing costs. Yeah, so that's a 6% return on investment. You make 6% of your money back. And what's the problem with making 6% on your money? Well, inflation's at 4%, which means that your money already loses 4% of its value each year. So really, you're getting 2%. And then the other problem with that is that there's so many other investment vehicles with less risk, less work, and more availability. Like, for example, if you open a Charles Schwab account and you put that money into an IRA, I don't think you can put 44K into an IRA each year. But let's say you put it into a bundle of stocks like the S&P. You're going to get $4,400 back, like almost guaranteed. And in this year, I'm not a stock guy, so you can totally tell me if I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong. But didn't the stock market do kind of well this year, like 14% or something? I don't know. It's a guess. I really don't know. I thought I heard a whisper about that somewhere somehow. I'm not really sure. But you know, it's just, why would I invest in this if I could invest in the stock market, make more, work less, more guaranteed, less hassle, less headache, nothing to fix, right? So if you're going to invest in real estate, I'd like to see 25% cash on cash return, because shit happens. You know, and real estate can be a big headache, as you've seen. And this just doesn't cut the cake. So where would I have to be here? Well, we can test it really quickly before we move on. I'm gonna assume that I have to be at 120. I'm gonna say 130. I feel kind of bad about 130 because I'm selling one of my duplexes right now. Ugh. I'm selling one of my duplexes right now for 137.5, and I'm giving a concession to the buyer, and it's only going to rent for 2,200. So if this thing's rented for 1,875, 130 probably doesn't cut it. I'm going to say like 125 even, which is like, damn, we got to be so far below list price, but that's what it takes, and the realtor just doesn't get that. So 25K is your down payment at 125. That's going to be 20%. Now you're paying 665. We're going to take off the same 15%, subtract the 665, which is already way, way less than we were paying before. Subtract the insurance of probably 100 and we'll call it 140. And then you're going to subtract your taxes. I think they were 339, right? 339. Yeah, that's right. So you make $400 a month now, $450 a month, and you're going to be making $5,397 per year. Still don't feel good about this, but we'll try. Now your down payment's 35. Oof, I don't know, man. I think that's below 20%, right? 5 goes into 35 7 times. 100 divided by 7 is, what is that, 15? 14 and a half? I'm going to guess 14.5% cash on cash return. Ooh, 15.4. I was kind of close. Yeah, no, not good. And we haven't even added our fee. So where would you need to get this? Because like I know what would happen. Somebody would lock this thing up 50K below list and it wouldn't sell. And they'd say, what you're teaching is a scam. It doesn't work. And it's like, bro, there's nuances here. I get that you got a 50K discount. I get that. But on this particular listed so poorly, that doesn't work. Right. So on this one, man, you're taking them from 170 to 115. It's just how it has to be. It's just how it has to be. Okay. So I'm going to move on. We're going to go ahead and do a call right now, and then we're going to do another call, and then I'll let you guys decide if you want to see me call or take questions. So let's jump on a call. Here we go. This guy has a portfolio of Section 8 single families in Atlanta. I own in Atlanta. We'll see what he wants from.
Hey, man.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing well. Happy to look at these deals, man. See if we can come to some terms that make sense for this. Your father's portfolio?
Yeah. So I guess to give you the story, he bought a few when the market crashed, and then ended up just doing it full time. And this like little portfolio I sent you, he is partners on with my uncle. So they're getting ready to get off of this one, and then at some point the rest of them.
Great. It's a really simple equation for me as to whether or not we can do it. You know, as I had mentioned in the text, we really just care about, if I buy this thing, what's my mortgage, what's my rent? You know, I try to make a decision that's probably in line with the decision your father made when he bought these. Well, if I buy this property, this is how much it'll cost per month, and this is how much I can rent for. So it's honestly quite simple. And I'm also a landlord throughout Georgia myself as well. So let's bring these things up. I'm going to look at Oak Drive. Now, these are Section 8 occupied properties?
Most of them. I believe like the little rent roll he sent me, it's noted which ones are Section 8.
Okay. Do you happen to have price points for them off the top of your head?
I know as a whole he wants somewhere on 1.5.
1.5. So we have how many properties here? 7 properties. So 1.5 million divided by 7.
Yeah, it's like 210, 215.
All right. So if I buy for 215,000, lender requires a 43K down payment at 7% interest. The monthly payment is 1,444 or 1,444, and then when we add taxes and insurance, it brings it up to about $1,500. So I was just talking about this, but I always like to remove the house and just look at the numbers. You know, the deal that he's asking here is you put down about 53K. That's going to be your down payment to buy at 215, which is 1.5 divided by 7. Your monthly payment at that point is going to be $1,500, and this property on Oak Drive is occupied for $1,300. The next one, $1,200. One of them $1,600. One of them $1,600, and then 2 of them $2,000. So it would be kind of like trading $300,000 for about $400 to $500 a month, which would be just a devastating loss. Now, this is why I thought we should have him on the phone so that I can communicate this to him, because he has to sell to an investor given that they're occupied, because a sale doesn't supersede a lease. So, you can't sell the property and say, get out of my property. The lease is going to stay in place. So it has to go to an investor. But as far as the investment we're looking at right now, it's essentially flushing $300K down the toilet. If you had $300K, I stole the $300,000 from you, and I said, well, wait, I'll give you $500 a month. Probably wouldn't make you feel very good, right?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I'm actually a broker. I don't do anything residential. I'm on the commercial side, so warehouses. I honestly don't really know what market rent is or anything like that. I think odds are he's probably leasing them well below market. So there's probably some sort of value add play. I also don't know what kind of loan you'd be getting on this stuff.
You're using a commercial loan, so within your realm of things. The value based on comps for Oak Drive is $166,000, but even at $166,000, your mortgage is still at where the property rents for. So you can't get an investment loan if the investment loan loses money per month. The name of the loan is called a DSCR loan. It's the most common investment loan, and it quite literally stands for debt service coverage, meaning if my mortgage is covered by the rent, I can get the loan. But in this scenario, the mortgage is vastly underwater compared to what the house is renting out for. So he can't sell to a retail buyer. He can't sell to somebody who gets a loan. And if he sells to somebody who buys it in cash, now we're trading $1.5 million in cash for a very small return when you could get substantially more with less risk in the stock market. So the only way for something like this to sell is A, he kicks the tenants out, renovates the properties, and puts them on the market for retail buyers who don't care about cash flow. That's possible. Or B, he seller finances them with a down payment and monthly payments. But the thing is, if you go to him and say seller finance, he's not going to understand why he needs to seller finance. So I would say that
what kind of seller financing terms do you typically do?
I would say they just need to cash flow. I just need to have my payment to him below the rent. So if a house, I see right here, this is occupied at 1,300. It looks like these are long-term leases based on the dates that you've added in here. So I can't really increase the $1,300, but I would just need to make him payments that are probably around 500, knowing that I have taxes, insurance, and then management off the 1,300. So $500 a month in payment. Honestly, I'd probably be paying 900 and bringing in 1,200. So it might even have to be lower than that. So I think the only way to get this done, to convey this to him in such a way that he understands, is likely a joint phone call. So if what I would do rather than us going further here is, why don't we see if we could set up a phone call together? Because I handled the situation all day long where sellers have an asking price, and to them, it's just numbers. They don't actually understand what's on the other side of the numbers. And if I can illustrate to them, chances are we might be able to come to some terms here.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll be honest with you. He's a pretty dull guy from out of the country.
Your father?
Yeah.
But you're a smart guy. How could he be a dull guy?
That's just how he is. I don't know, just how he is. I know that's what he wants. Obviously, he'd probably be willing to come down. He just wants someone that's going to close. I don't know if he's open to seller financing. I don't know what kind of down payment, or if it's IO or.
I'll tell you right now, he's not interested in seller financing. Not at all. He has no desire to take a portion of his asking price up front. Absolutely not. He wants his 1.5, and I totally understand. The only chance that we have here of him coming around is me doing exactly what I just did to you. What I would say if I were on the phone with your father is I'd say, hey, I'm super, super interested in the asking price you have at $215 per property, which is $1.5 million for the total. By the way, landlord to landlord, maybe you have more experience than I do because I don't fully know what to do here. Is it normal for my rent to be significantly below my mortgage payment? And he would say, oh, no. You generally in real estate investing, and I'd kind of act a little dumb here. I'd say, is that normal? And say, no, generally in real estate investing, you want to have your mortgage payment below what a house rents out for. And I say, got it. Now the issue I'm running into here is that I pay $1,500 and you're rented for $1,200 on this property. What do we do about that?
No, he gets it. Look, he'll be realistic. He gets it.
The problem is
166.
No, even 166 is the market valuation just based on the comps on the MLS. But honestly, we're talking half of his asking price. We're talking half. So that's why it's not even worth trying to make a lump sum offer, because if I were to get my mortgage payment below what the house rents out for, it would have to be like 80K. An 80K mortgage in this area costs about 800 a month, right? Now the property is rented for 1,200 a month. There's no investor on earth that's going to buy this for 215 because they can't get a qualification for a loan that loses money. It's considered a predatory loan. So I don't even think it's worth trying to go to him and make a lump sum offer. I think it's only worth trying to illustrate the need for seller financing on this. Now, every property I own is with seller finance. I don't own anything that's without seller finance, and there's 23 of them. So I would imagine that if we get him on the phone, we can convert him. It's just this dance that I have to go through where I accept his asking price, and then I say, but wait a second, what do I do if my mortgage is above the rent? Because we can't get a qualification on a loan if that's the case. And then that's what kind of makes them see a reason. When you argue with somebody, their brain turns off and they're like, no, I don't like this guy, I'm hanging up the phone. But if I agree to his price and then follow-up question, what do I do about this? He's probably going to offer a solution, and I think that I can guide that in the direction of seller financing.
Yeah, no, I don't think he'd be opposed to seller financing. Could you give me like an example of
yeah. So I'll give you two
terms.
I bought my house in Omaha, Nebraska for it's a 5-unit commercial. It was listed for $400K. I paid $450 for it. I increased the purchase price here to make the seller happy with seller financing terms. So I do the same thing with your father's property. I gave them a $55,000 down payment, so just around 10-12% down, and I make them payments of about $2,000 a month, and my tenants pay me $4,600, and I probably make around $1,500 a month after all expenses. And then on year 6, I'm going to sell the property and pay the previous seller everything else that I owe them.
So it's a 6-year balloon?
Yeah, a 6-year balloon. That one's 7 years, but I do 6 on these.
And is it IO or is it principal and interest?
In order to refinance, you need to build 20% equity. So if you offer IO to somebody and you offered $50K above their asking price, they'd have to sue you to get the property back because you wouldn't have the 75% LTV to get a refinance on it or enough equity to sell and pay a 6% listing agreement. So this is actually the one that I have in Omaha is 0% interest seller finance. And the reason they were okay with that is because it was over 6 years and I offered them about $60K above what the property was worth. Now I'm also on
Got it. So it's essentially like installment payments.
Yeah, it's just seller finance payments. But because the price is significantly lower on this one, I think a 4 to 5% interest rate would absolutely cash flow at the right price.
Okay.
So I don't think you should come to him with the seller finance offer. I think you should say, hey, we have a buyer who owns all over Georgia and all throughout the Midwest and South, and he's interested. Can we hop on a call with him? And if he's not available, no worries. We can just shoot him an offer and see what he says to the offer. But otherwise, I really think that our best chance at getting you some money for a finder's fee on this one, because I absolutely want to send you money if we make money on this thing. I'm not taking it. I'm not taking any fees on this.
Then
you'll have to reject my Apple payment. You'll have to reject the Apple payment I send you. But
I will reject it.
All right, you reject it. I'll send it. You reject it. But yes, ask him if he's open to talk to a potential buyer about these who owns in the same market. I'll send you one that I own over there.
Yeah.
I own in Southwest Atlanta, kind of by College Park. Is it called?
Yeah, like by the airport.
Yeah. So I have single families in the same price point. So I'm familiar with these.
Do you know a guy named Ryan Auger?
I do not.
It's funny. You're very similar to him. He is on the industrial side.
Oh.
And he also owns every property through seller financing.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I will say it's slowed down a bit. The perfect time to buy with seller finance was when interest rates were just skyrocketing in like 23 and 24. I took over a lot of mortgages for like 5 to 10K down with 2 to 3% interest rates. It's kind of like the financing equivalent of what happened in 08. And it just gave me an awesome opportunity to eat people's 2 to 3% mortgages. And now I just hold them as rentals.
Yeah, no, it's great. Smart. Yeah, if you prefer to talk to him directly, we can do that.
Yeah, set up a joint.
I'm just gonna let you know he's probably gonna be like pretty blunt about it, but we can try.
I talk to all different types of sellers, so we'll see what I can do, and see if we can set up a joint phone call.
Okay. Sounds good. Do you buy any commercial stuff or no?
Yeah. My property in Omaha is commercial.
As in, is it just multifamily?
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about commercial, not commercial multifamily, more so commercial like storefront.
Like industrial.
I wholesale that sort of stuff. So I wholesale mixed use commercial like nail salons, barbershop with residential attached to it, or just one or the other. So if you have something like that, seller finance is much more common in the commercial space. And usually we can come to some decent terms and offer a good interest rate because they bring in some substantial income. So I'm thinking that, yeah, if you have something, send it my way, but I just wouldn't be the end buyer. I'd be pairing you with the buyer in my network.
Got it. Never mind. Sorry, I don't know. Got some decent deals, but yeah, let me talk to him. I'm sure I can set up a call. I have no idea if it's seller finance or not, but you can give it a shot for sure.
Absolutely. Well, I gotta head out, man. I gotta make some more calls, but thanks so much for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Yep.
See ya. Bye-bye. Okay, I forgot my water. Let me grab my water. It's already full. Let me grab it really quickly. Don't run away. Don't run away. Guys, that is, so when you're talking to a seller whose asking price is just completely out of the realm of possibilities, don't say no to the number, illustrate what they're asking. Because guys, what he's asking is just, I get it. I understand where his head's at, but man, people don't understand why people buy properties. If the property is occupied on long-term leases, your comps are less important than your cash on cash return. Your comps impact the retail market and they impact the investing market in terms of your appraisal. So they're loosely important, but your comps are more of a retail thing. Like, oh, retail buyers paid this amount, so I know they'll pay this amount for my property, right? But if it's occupied, can a retail buyer kick that tenant out and live there? Only if it's on a month-to-month lease with 30 days notice. They're not going to be able to do that if it's a 12-month lease. So he has a property that can solely be sold to investors, but to buy one of his properties looks like this: $55K down payment, $1,400 to $1,500 monthly payment, in place long-term rent of $1,200. Guys, and $1,200 is not the rent. You have to take your expenses off the top of your rent. So when you look at $1,200 with 20% expenses, we're looking at $950 or less. And it's like a minus $650 cash flow. And a lot of sellers will be like, well, there's a buyer out there who will do that. And the thing is, the buyer can't get the loan. They can't get the loan. It's not about their credit score. It's literally called a DSCR loan. That's not some sort of niche loan that people get when they want to buy a prop. This is the investment loan. The investment loan is DSCR loans. And they stand for debt service coverage. And debt service coverage means if the rent is not covered by, or if the mortgage is not covered by the rent, you're not getting the loan. So what he's asking is an impossibility unless he evicts his tenants. And even if he does evict his tenants, it still doesn't fix the issue because these are rental properties with rental levels of renovation, and you're trying to access prices from a retail market. You know, you got to renovate to get those prices. That's where wholesalers come into play. So rather than disagree and turn down the opportunity, I would definitely encourage you to have a conversation with the actual decision maker. If you're speaking to a realtor, get the seller on the line with the realtor and acknowledge up front, I know your seller doesn't want seller finance. Why the hell would they want seller finance? And then say, but what do I do? Because I'm willing to conform to your asking price. You just need to tell me how. And the thing is, it ain't possible. So there's not, well, if you talk to this lender, maybe this lender will be willing to commit loan fraud. Like, absolutely the hell not. No. But instead of being like, man, you're so slow, you really think I could do this? Because that turns off somebody's brain when you speak to them like that. They literally, the logic processing part of their brain turns off when you insult them. So agree with them, say yes, and then my strategy is, but then what? But then what? But then what? Let me grab my water. It's just outside. Hold on. I can wrap up it. Oh my gosh, just stepping away lost me like 40 viewers. That's crazy. Rowan, look at your username. Rowan, go to support. Talk to support. Talk to hashtag support. I don't actually know what to do about that. I will reinstate your group leader, your status. I can reinstate your status. I can do that, but I don't know about the other thing. But Rowan, I will say group leader is it's also about your activity in the community. It's not just, I know you do a lot of deals, but it's also about your activity in the community. Okay. Mr. Kent, we have a call for you today, and I think I'm going to bring up one more person. This is a fake Rowan account? Oh, bro. I was like, no way. Okay. So, Kent, what's going on, dog?
So the call is going to get pushed to tomorrow because I told him like 4:30 because I thought you were going live at 3:45 my time. So I figured that'd be enough time. He's actually at soccer practice with his kids right now.
Okay. Okay. Sorry about that,
I don't know
man.
if you wanted to go. I don't know if you want to kind of go over what this potential deal is looking like.
Okay. I'm so happy to help that. Now I got two people. This person says, I want someone in the US to help me confirm a deal. And then this person says, need some help getting started. Can you show me the ropes? Guys, that's all I do in Hold My Hand Wholesale. I share my screen on potential deals and I say good deal or bad deal. And then I bring people up for questions. That's all Hold My Hand Wholesale is. It's like access to a live stream where I just help you out every day. That's what it is. That's it for $20. I wanted to see if there's anybody else to bring up. We called nope, just you today. Okay, cool. And then we'll bring more people up. Yeah, Kent, let's go ahead and see if your deal works.
Okay, so I just text you the address. So this is 3 duplexes in St. Louis. The address that I texted you was just one of them. They're all on the same street because I guess they're all right next to each other.
Okay.
He sent me the rep. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just saying, okay. Do you want me to keep it private, by the way?
Yes.
Sure. Got you. Oh, are you texting me these leads? Is that what you're doing? Oh, yes, you are. I see.
Yes.
Got you.
So the one I called on, which is the one I sent you, is listed at 450, but the agent said the seller would sell each building for 410 a piece if it was a lump purchase for all 3. So 410 a piece is 1.23 million for the 3.
Got you.
And he sent me the rent roll. The rent roll is kind of weird because the numbers are all over the board. They range anywhere from 700, which is on a month to month, all the way up to 910. And when I had the conversation with the agent, he said that if we were to kind of go in and do paint and refurbish the hardwood floors, we could probably get like 950. Because when I comped it, I comped each unit at 850, and the agent said 850 in current condition it is about fair market for that area. Now on the rent roll that he sent me, it looks like there's 2 leases out of the 12 units that we might not be able to raise rent on because one of them ends in November, and the other one ends at the end of this month. So we might be able to bump up the one at the end of this month to 850.
Well, let's do this first. You said cumulative purchase price was 1.23
million.
You say 23?
1,230,000.
1,230,000. And
yes.
Any debt on these properties?
To my understanding, no.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like any debt. It looks like they've owned this for over 20 years. So that's really nice to see. And then okay, so no debt, and I understand rent can be raised. What is occupied rent though?
So the cumulative occupied rent is $8,930.
930. And is that full occupancy? I'm sorry, you probably already said that.
Yes, they're all occupied. All 12 units are occupied. And per the rent roll, it looks like there's only 2 that the leases end later. One at the end of this month, and then another one at the end of November. But all the other ones look like they're month to month per the rent roll that I was sent.
Okay, so perhaps it could go up a little bit. I think we're going to consider it to be somewhere around here. But yeah, 15% off the top because it's occupied. Love a fully occupied property. So do buyers. And then Kent, honestly, we should stretch our terms on this one just because the deal looks really good. The house looks good. I like where it is. I think we should stretch our terms as much as we possibly can on something like this, meaning increasing the down payment as high as we could possibly go to make this work. I really, really want to see you get a win, man. So
just 1 second, I'm sorry. So there's 1 unit that's month to month that's at 700. So we could probably raise that to 850. I don't know if that's going to make a big difference in underwriting this offer.
It makes some difference. It helps a little bit. But what's interesting is if you're a landlord and you're faced with a crossroads, do I kick out a tenant at $750? Because they'd probably have to kick them out to increase to 850, but I bet we could increase that tenant to 800 if they want to stay. So if you're at an interesting crossroads. If I'm a landlord, do I make more money if I kick out a tenant at 750 and then find a new tenant at 850 2 months later? Or do I make more money if I just keep the 750 around? Well, let's find out. 10 months of 850 is 8,500, whereas 12 months of 750 is 9,000. So it's interesting. Even if you kick the tenant out and you increase the rent to $850 from $750 or $700 per month, $700 per month, it's pretty much the same. I mean, you make a little bit more money keeping a 750 tenant than finding an 850 tenant, and it takes you 2 months to occupy. So I think a gradual increase in trying to maintain tenants is better than kicking a tenant out to find a much higher price. Just for
that makes sense.
Just for year-end numbers. So we'll take the 8,930, understanding that we can tell the investor, hey, by the way, you could probably increase a little bit. We got some leases ending here. And then we'll take off 15%. 15% is just for the stuff that we have seen. Guys, I'm not telling Kent this. Kent knows. It's just stuff that happens, right? I'm going to now subtract the taxes and the insurance that we might have for 4 of the properties, and then the monthly payment that Kent intends to make. So Kent, what kind of monthly payment you think you're going to make on the 1.23?
So I didn't underwrite any numbers yet because I just got, I just had a call with this agent yesterday because I thought that there was only 1 duplex and found out before I talked to you that there was 3. So I actually didn't underwrite anything quite yet.
Love it. Love 3. I mean, they're really going to like that we can get all 3 done at once. I wonder what their taxes are. Let's find out.
So I looked at Texas insurance because they're all on the same street. So I just took what Zillow estimate was and just multiplied by 3. And we're looking at like $1,812. So probably good to go at 2,000 just to be on the safe side.
454 plus 150 is 604. Multiply by 3, you're right, 1,812, that's exactly right. And then we'll subtract the 1,812, or as you say 2,000, but I'll use 1,812. 1,812 from here, we're looking at 5,000. So excellent, man. We have room to make substantial monthly payments. So I would imagine we're talking about stretching the down payment and making the down payment as good as possible. At 1.23, I think the absolute max we could offer is $150,000 down. So let's start at like 100 and... You know what? Start at 150, Ken. We'll start at 150. And the reason I want to start at 150 is I just want you to get this offer accepted, man. I really do. So let's offer $150,000 down, and I can personally help you with the dispo on this thing. And then now the question to ask ourselves, guys, is what is our buyer going to enter for? And let's just say 160. I want Ken to get a win. So we'll say 160,000 just for a 10K fee, which is not very good. The reason I'm doing this, guys, is because I want them to accept, and I'm trying to get anything rather than nothing. So you could reasonably offer 120 down, and we could assign this for 160, and you could make 30K, and that's fine. But you know, the higher the down payment, the more likely they are to accept. The shorter the balloon, the more likely they are to accept. So 6-year term, 150 down, and we'll make those payments as good as we possibly can. So the property nets $5,778 per month with room for potential increases. Now we have to pay them out of the net profit, and we have to make sure that we get our cash flows worth. I am thinking $3,000. We'll go $3,250. I'm thinking $3,250 in terms of monthly payments. If we paid them $3,250, we make $2,500, and then if we multiply that by 12, we make $30,000. And if the buyer enters for 160, call it 170 with closing costs, that cash on cash return, what is that going to be? 20%? 17.8%, which will suffice for a creative deal. So yeah, let's offer them 3,000. I mean, you could do 3,250, but 3,000 is really good. 3,000 pushes us above 20%, makes it really appealing. So I think we should do 30. We'll do 3,250 because I'm trying to push the envelope here. So that is the highest offer we could make. We're going to offer them this. Is 1.23 their asking price?
My understanding, yes, because they would sell each building at 410 a piece. So 410 by 3 is 1.23 million.
1.23 million. Let's offer them 1.3 million. Could we even do higher than that? I really want them to say yes. Let's do 1.32, 1.23, 1.33, 1.33, 1,330,000. We are $100,000 above their asking price. $1.33 million. Why can we do that? Well, there's no interest rate, guys. We haven't added an interest rate. Why haven't we added an interest rate? Well, if we need our payments to be $3,000 a month, ain't no interest rate that results in $3,000 a month in payments on $1.2 million. We're talking about 0.5% interest and some chance of them accepting 0.5% interest, right? That doesn't make sense. So I'm going to do, and I'm not talking 50%, I'm talking half of 1%, 0.5% interest. They're not going to accept that. So the reason that I do 0% interest payments is because an interest rate inherently has a monthly payment attached to it, even if it's interest only with no amortization schedule. And it's just going to be too low for the seller to accept and hurts our offer. So let's pay interest in a different format and let's offer above the asking price and structure payments within. So here's the proposed offer. I'll put it in the chat. 1.33 M. 1.33 M. We're going to offer them 100 and we'll do 150 down. It's a high offer. This is a very good offer. We were making a competitive offer and not leaving a ton of meat on the bone for us, Ken. And that's really just because I want you to get that win. So 150,000. And Ken, I'll let you know this, man. If we sell your deal or if you sell your deal, I'm not taking a dime of that. That's all going to go to you. And then we're going to offer them 3,000. I promise. You have my word. You can screen record this. If we sell your deal for 10,000, I will tell my company, hey, I'm sorry, guys. This guy's got to keep the full thing.
You don't got to do all that.
No, it's been too long for you not to get a deal, and I know there's been some hardships. So I really want you to win, but we're putting the cart before the horse. Let's make sure this thing happens. So 1.33 million, $150,000 down, $3,250 per month. 5-year balloon. I'm now worried about whether or not a buyer would pick it up at 5 years, especially 100K over list. So we'll do 6-year balloon to ensure that we can build 25% equity to refinance you out on the back end. This is needed given that we are 100K over asking price and likely more than that over market value. Asking does not always equate appraised value / market value. Okay. I think it's a really strong, clean offer. And I really do think a buyer would like to buy something like that. That's with 170K entry. We're looking at 18% cash on cash return. So yeah, this is good.
So what time should I tell him that you'll be able to call him tomorrow? Because he said he's open his mornings are all open. I'm like, well, my partner is in PST. I got to see what his schedule looks like, and then I'll let you know.
Sure. You want to do 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time?
You want to do 2:15? Because I walk in the door at 4, and I got a shower right away because I work in a hot ass weld shop.
Got you.
I could be on at 4:15. I can let them know 4:15.
Okay.
So 2:15 your time.
Okay. So somebody named.
There's another tip that I wanted to let some people know, if I may.
Please.
So when you're underwriting a seller finance deal, obviously you want to have the end buyer be able to refi at the end of whatever balloon term it is. What I've been doing is I've been using Claude to go into whatever market I'm in to see the average appreciation for real estate in that market and see what the long-term forecast is, and then use that percentage when underwriting an offer to see if the balloon term actually works, because it's all different market per market. So I just wanted to let some people know that's kind of what I do.
That's a very good rule of thumb, guys. And if you don't know what your market appreciation is, use 3% per year to be conservative. 33 cash on cash return, duplex under contract, cruise. I got you. And then Rowan, I actually started a community that is exclusively for people to buy houses like this. So if you want, I can post this in my community, which only has like 70 members in it, and we can go ahead and put your phone number in there. They can call you if they want it. Because I mean, this looks good. I don't know where it is though, but it does. If this is anywhere, it would probably work. Let's find out where this is. Anywhere populated, I should say. Oh, it's Charlotte. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, I mean, I think this is good. I think that's good. That's nice. Okay. So yeah, I mean, shit, that's guys, we're looking at a 600K house for 7K down. That's insane. This guy's got a 600K house in Charlotte, North Carolina, 7K down. Do you still offer the $20 deal? Yeah, it's linked in my bio. Like it. I like it. I think it would sell. I mean, 5% rate for a big ass house with that's really good. I think I had a guy who was looking for something like this, but I've got a community of people who would buy stuff like this. I also have somebody I could call. But let's see. No equity. Yeah. No, this is a good deal. That's a good deal. 600K. We're looking at 7K down. That's great. And it's a big house, guys. It's a 4.3, 2,800. It's a very good house. Yeah, I'm going to set a reminder. Tomorrow at 2:05 p.m., remind me to bring up Kent. Can you help me sell my deal? Indianapolis wholesale contract. 180,000, including assignment fee, Indianapolis quadplex. Yes, I'll look at it. I'll look at it and see if it makes sense.
All right, well, I'm gonna head out. I text the agent, let him know that you can call him at 4:15 or 2:15 your time, 4:15 our time. And then hopefully this can be something. It's been a long time coming. I've been doing a lot of grinding.
Absolutely. Hoping we can make something happen here. Send him that offer, and then let me know if there's anything I can help you out with, and we'll talk tomorrow. And if I happen to be answering another question during that time, just interrupt me and be like, "Yo, we gotta make this call," and we'll do it.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk, man. See you later.
Okay.
I don't know who's next. Maybe Crew or the Wholesaler 67. Sorry, Wholesaler 67. How's it going, man?
What's going on?
Not much. How are you?
Oh, sorry. I'm doing good. How are you? So I have a flip in Dayton, Ohio.
Love Dayton.
I DM'd you the address. I got it for 0.6 of the list price. Here's the problem though, right? The realtor is open to having an assignment clause in there, but she was already screwed over by a wholesaler. So she wants there to be no inspection period. And also it's part of the last night I told you it's part of the nuisance abatement program or nuisance abatement program. And I called her about that, and she said that she wasn't sure if it was foundational, but I looked it up and it said it was like blight, which I don't know if that's foundational or not.
Okay, that's not that. Well, I don't know if it's that bad. I've heard of that before, but I couldn't tell you what that entails. Let's figure out if it comps first. Let's just figure out if this works first. And man, I would level with her and be like, hey, I'm gonna be honest. It is really hard to find somebody who buys a property sight unseen. You know, because what could be going on, especially if there's potential city violations. So, tell her like, hey, it works the exact same as a normal buyer. The buyer's just got to check out the property first. They may not inspect the property, but they do have to check it out. And I'm going to learn a little bit more about this. So what I'm seeing is a property for $70K. Properties around this appear to be listed for anywhere between like $70K and all the way up to like $170K, but only one at $170K. It is a fix and flip though, but it's been there for a long time. 78 days on market. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and click sold in your area after I figure out what your property is. So let's figure out what it is. Your property is a 3-1 with 1,000 square feet. So 3-1, 1,000 square feet. I'm going to price these things high to low, and I'm going to do past 12 months of sales. Okay. So we do have some good flips here. We do have some good flips. I'll share my screen on the agent is available tomorrow afternoon. The agent isn't available tomorrow afternoon and said we would email the offer over. Ken, use AI. Use AI to modify your letter of intent. We also have a letter of intent generator in www.hmhw.group. You know, you have an LOI generator in there, so you could use that too. But I would, you know, they ask for an LOI, but just say, hey, can I send an email breaking down my offer? Would that suffice? And then send that. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen on the comps, not the address, and I've priced them high to low. I forgot what the property was, though. I forgot the size of it, so I got to pause my screen share and check the size. Property appears to be a 3-1 with 1,000 square feet. Okay, so we're going to be looking for other 3-1s with around 1,000 square feet and see what they're selling for. Does Hold My Hand Wholesale have people to walk properties in all relevant markets? No. Wholesalers don't walk properties, or at least they shouldn't walk properties unless you're door knocking. And I'll bring you up right now, Zach. Your buyer walks the property. So you're not going to walk a property. You're not going to send somebody to walk a property either. Your buyer's going to walk the property. And absolutely, we have buyers for you, 100%. Tens and tens and tens of thousands of buyers. You just go on Buy Box Cartel, you find it. So I'm sharing my screen. It's a 3-1, 1,000 square feet. We got to find something similar. Well, this is a 3-2 with 800 square feet that sold for $142K with a nice rehab. This is a 3-2 with 1,400 square feet for $157. So chances are your ARV is between 140 and 160. Doesn't look to be that nicely renovated. This guy is older renovation, rental renovation for 170, much bigger property. 2-1, $130,000. Yeah, man. So your ARV is pretty definitively about 145K. Low end could potentially go higher. So I'm gonna call it 145. And let's understand the rehab of this property. What does it need? But also I'll ask you, what did he lock it up for?
42.
This is a really good discount. It's listed at 70. He got it for 42. You're almost like half of their list price. 35 would be half their list price. So this is a nice discount. I like your discount. And the days on market kind of let us know what people think about it. 117 days is not devastating. Now let's figure out the rehab. So you have an ARV of about 145K. ARV, for those listening right now, stands for after repair value, if you're not familiar. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, and do you have this under contract? Can I share my screen on it, or should we keep it private?
So it's not under contract yet. She says I have to sign some forms that so I understand it's part of the abatement program. That was going to be my next question about that. Because I don't know if I sign it or the buyer signs it.
You sign first and then you assign your terms to the buyer. But let's check the street view. Let's just see the street view really quickly, guys, because I want to know about your roof. The street looks okay, not terrible. I want to see your roof. Your roof appears to be cooked. I'm going to find out. That's not a problem, though. Let's find out if that's the case. Oh, yeah. Big cooking on the roof. Yeah, really, really, really cooked roof. Check this out. We have Boeing and something else going on. So new roof, that's part of it. What else do we need to throw in here? We need roof. The LVP doesn't look terrible. Almost looks like it could be cleaned up. Almost looks like the LVP could be cleaned up. Maybe we don't need LVP. Bathroom's gutted. Windows are not tremendously rough in some rooms. You don't have mechanicals, so let's say we need 6K on your mechanicals. It's a single family, 6K, plus 10K on your roof, 16K, plus probably another, I'm going to go with 25. We'll go 30 on the inside just to be careful. So 16 plus 30 is 46. I think 40K would have this thing nice. I feel like you're really nice for 40K. Max 45K. We'll say 45K. So 45K rehab to get this thing nice. It's only 1,000 square feet. That's going to go pretty far. When the agent asks if there's someone to walk the property, they never ask me that. They always ask me, have you checked out the property? And I say, hey, if we get our offer accepted, I'll check out the property, but I'm not going to send my inspector to your property before we're under contract, because what if you accept another offer and I'm out my $400 for inspection, right? You do the same. But when the agent asks for there's someone to walk the property, do I ask in the main disc? No. Brief. Dude, you would go, so you'd submit it to my team and my team would find you a buyer, but you could also find your own buyer by just putting in any address. So like, look at this. If I go to Buy Box Cartel and I search up a deal, it's going to ask me what type of buyer I'm looking for. Let's say I'm looking for a fix and flip buyer. Great. Every single dot here you see is a fix and flip buyer. You see this person right here? Here's a verified purchase, and I can literally see his contact information right here. Right there. Just call him. Just call him and be like, yo, I see you flipped the neighbor's house. You wanna buy another one? And then you could also, that guy can walk your property. He can walk your property. But the buyers aren't just floating around in Hold My Hand Wholesale. Most of us are wholesalers. Yeah, there's some buyers in here, but most of us are wholesalers. More so, you put it into Buy Box Cartel, you call a flipper, or you send it to my team. They find a flipper, they send the flipper to your house, and they coordinate it with you. Now, you have this thing at, you said 43?
42.
42. So let's assume buyer pays 8K assignment fee. And let's assume that you have that 45K rehab. And then let's assume 10K closing costs. They're in it for $105,000. And they can probably expect to sell for 145, less the 5% to 6% realtor fee. It is a 32K profit flip, which just skates by. Some buyers would be deterred by that, but I think because of the market, it's doable. People really like this market. They're optimistic about this market. So I think you should assign it for like 4 to 5K. We don't have huge margins. So if we assign it for 4K, that adds 4K to the profit, 36K. They make 36K. So if I were you, I'd probably stack 4K on this. I wish there were more margins, but your comps aren't immensely strong. And the rehab does look like it's going to need a new roof and some other big things. But if the rehab were to come back at 35K, excellent, man. They're making like 46K, and 46K on a project like this is good. People like that. I like that. So yeah, I believe in this deal. I think it would work. What I would do if I were you is I would put the address into Buy Box Cartel like this, and I would just call a couple flippers and get them to check out the property. Because you could send them to the property prior to actually having the deal under contract. So what I could do is I could, let's say this is your address and this is your subject property. Flipper flip this house next door. Great. Unlock his contact information and say, hey, I've got another flip. You want to walk it? And he'll say, sure, I'd love to walk the flip. You might have to call 10 people, but you're not selling them anything. They want to buy property. So they're happy to receive your call if it's a good deal. So you say, hey, I've got a flip. You want to walk it? Find somebody to walk the property. Now you don't need an inspection period because your buyers already walked the property and they can submit earnest money after they've walked the property. Right. And then the buyer can figure out if that's something they want to buy based on the blight issues that you're seeing on the city side of things.
Okay. And then tomorrow, could you call the realtor for credibility?
I prefer to call on like rental deals or deals that I know have a bigger spread on them. The only thing that concerns me about calling them on credibility for a flip where the margins are thin, if they want me to sign the contract here and I'm like, hey, well, I think this is a good deal. Well, to be transparent, it's a bit of a thin deal. It works, but it's kind of thin. And I think that if I call them and say, hey, I have this reputation of doing these things, and then it doesn't happen that way, that just hurts my reputation, and it's a deal that I have to worry about that I'm not really making any money on. Because I think you can assign this for 4K, you're getting the vast majority of that, even if I sell your deal. So it's kind of like me signing something to not really make money on a deal that I don't have a ton of confidence in. I think that getting this slightly lower would be helpful, like 35K would be helpful, because then a flipper is going to make over 40, and then I'd have more confidence in it. And you could make 10. You could make $10,000 if that were the case. So I would say the deals that I'll sign to provide, that I'll call on and sign to provide credibility on, really nice looking turnkey rental properties for solid discounts like Joanne Street. Happy to sign something like Joanne Street. Also happy to sign something like Glenfield Street or Pinehurst in Auburn. This is Glenfield Street in Detroit. This is Auburn in Detroit, and this is Joanne in Detroit. These are all closing in the next week or so for maybe a cumulative $25,000 in the next week that we'll see. We have this one with a student out of Egypt named Yusuf, who has literally closed like 12 or 13 deals now. This one from Yusuf's friend, who Yusuf taught his ways to. Month and a half in, 2 months in, he contracts this package, Pinehurst and Auburn, and we sell that for another $10,000. By the way, Omar, I saved your fee today. Omar, you are safe. I saved your fee. I figured it out. If you want to hear about this, Omar, I'll tell you it was quite a story. Your fee is saved. I think it's going through now. What happened, Omar, is that your appraisal for, I'll leak the addresses because we're under contract. So here's what happened. It's really interesting. So Omar contracts these package deals, something I'm willing to sign for because of the cash on cash return. He contracts Auburn, which is a 3-2, and then he contracts our least favorite thing, a 2-1, Pinehurst, because it's the only way that we can hit the cash on cash return. Now, very fortunately, this 2-1 is occupied at $1,300 a month. Isn't that insane? $1,300 a month on a 2-1, Section 8, long-term tenants, rare, super rare. Guys, those are 3-1, 4-1 numbers, and it's in Detroit. That's very, very, very unlikely to have happen, but it did happen. And the problem is, because it's a 2-1 and we're pretty close to asking price on here, the appraisal for the 2-1 came in at $62K, whereas the appraisal for the 3-1 came in at like $95 to $100K. So we have more room than is needed on Auburn and less room than is needed on Pinehurst. So the problem was, is seller gonna drop price, or is buyer gonna increase price? What are we gonna do to make this deal work? Well, the lender came up with a solution for us. I didn't even come up with a solution, but I relate it to the seller and the buyer, and they're both okay with it. And what it is this. We have decreased the price on Pinehurst down to the $62K appraisal, and that lowers the purchase price by like $8,000 for the seller. And we've added that $8,000 to the other one that came in above appraised value to kind of just shift things around. Not a very complicated solution, but I didn't think about it, and it actually worked. So increasing the one that matched the appraisal, decreasing the one that didn't match it, seller gets the same proceeds, buyer spends the same amount of money, and we get our same fee just by shifting price around. So we should be all good with that. Now I'm actually going to call the buyer on that really quickly here, and I'm going to make sure that he's okay with this, because I already spoke to him about it, and he said, yeah, that sounds fine, but I just want to make sure.
Please leave your message.
He's on a call, I'm sure. Always on a call. That man is so busy. Yeah, man, that works. And I'm willing to sign for things like this when the cash on cash return works and I see the condition and I'm like, that's good condition. That's good cash on cash. So good stuff on these guys. 25,000 closing in the next week or so. And that's just 3 deals, 25K, 3 deals. Awesome. Okay. Now, guys, I see some talk about CRMs in the chat. I think CRMs are cool, but you could also just track it kind of like this, right? You could just track it kind of like this. I think I got to let the buyer know about Newark, but the rehab's not done on it. I'm going to call Harry really quickly. Call Harry Gold. Let's ask him about this really quick.
Hello.
Hey man, I forgot about this aspect. Is Newark done in terms of rehab, or is it a hold? Is it ready to walk?
Yeah, it's good. It literally just needs one window, and it's good.
Okay, should you? Because I know they're gonna. The way these guys work is if they see anything, they have to come back and get it checked. So you want to add the window in, and then we'll send them.
I mean, I'm okay with sending them pre-window.
I know, but they have to pay their guy to go out every single time. That's my experience with my duplexes. If anything is wrong, they go out and check it. They say that's wrong, and they won't just accept my word that it's fixed. They need to send them out again to check that it's fixed. So we might as well do it in one fell swoop. You think you can throw in the window?
Maybe. Sometimes windows have to be ordered. I'll get back to you in a few minutes.
Yeah. Let me know, and if not, yeah, I can send them. I guess they just sometimes don't like sending people like 2 or 3 times.
I understand. Okay, I'll get back to you ASAP.
All right, huge. Talk soon.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right. How do you convince them that you're not a crazed man wanting all of their money? Well, that is what I am. What do you mean them? You mean the seller or the buyer? Because I talk to 2 parties. I'll talk to a seller, and the seller may want a certain price, and it's my job to talk them through a better price. And then I may want a buyer, and it's kind of the same thing with the buyer. I'm like a liaison between buyer and seller. I'm a middleman, right? So Yo, let me know this person's name is Yo. Let me know what you mean. I want to sub to the 40 per month pack. Yeah, there's everything you need to close. I would buy Buy Box Cartel VIP. It comes with Hold My Hand Wholesale. Okay. Or Hold My Hand Wholesale comes with that. Ditch my number or Jesus Christ, Sora. That's insane. Wow. This is why I don't text blast. This is absolutely insane. What is that, Sora? That's from text blasting? That's actually crazy work. I can't even say out loud what this says, guys. It says it's Sora's text blasting, and it says the guy responds. He says, ditch my number or unalive yourself. Don't care which. But he didn't quite say it like that. What's bad with assuming a mortgage? Qualification process. Yeah, Kira. I don't know. I guess text blasting works, but man, I pull so many deals off of Zillow, guys. You just need a strong buyer, and then you could feed them deals off Zillow. You know, especially these cash deals. Cash deals are just up right now. Let's talk to the next person. I want to say Cruz is next. Cruz, you had something in Detroit. That's the type of thing I could make one phone call and sell, I think. I mean, I'm sure you know what you're looking for too.
Hey, Rich. Yeah, so I got this duplex that it hits the over 30 cash on cash return. I showed it to Mike to get his opinion, and with an 8K fee, it hits 30 cash on cash. I send you the link. It's under contract. You could take a look at it.
Yes, interested. Just curious about concessions on the broken windows.
Yeah. So I told him about the front of the house. It has a couple siding missing and all that. He said they fixed all of that.
So sorry. Let me take this really quick. My apologies.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, so the window's in and it's ready to view.
Oh, it's in.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I will go ahead and send them.
Great.
I will coordinate with Sean and Jack.
Sounds good.
Absolutely. Talk soon. Bye.
Yes. Bye.
Sorry about that. Let me quickly text Sean and Jack. Sean, Jack. Hey guys, we have another under contract. Sean, can you walk? And then what's the address to this? Okay, so sorry. Continue. They said they fixed all of this?
Yeah, so the front had siding in the windows, and I talked to him last week before I got it under contract, and he said they fixed all of that.
Did they?
I asked him for new pictures, but he hasn't. No, not today. I talked to him last week.
I'm so sorry, dude. God, I feel terrible. I'm so sorry. Hey.
Richard?
Hey, two questions. So for Pinehurst and Auburn, we sent you an addendum which increases price on Auburn and decreases price on Pinehurst, which should be a complete wash, no change, but just fits the appraisal that we got.
Okay. Yeah, that's what we mentioned. That was earlier today. Yeah.
I just wanted to see if, because I think you have to relay that to your buyer and buyer has to sign. I don't know if you guys have his power of attorney.
Gotcha. Did somebody mention that in Slack to Angelica or Elijah?
I don't think so. I was working via text this morning while I was at the gym. But
gotcha. Okay.
Let me tell you on Slack. So I'll just say Quaid addendum. And am I doing this in the right chat when I just put this in the whole of my head?
I see it right there. That's perfect.
Okay, addendum sent to change, or I should say switch around price on Pinehurst / Auburn package. And then yeah, that's in there. And then also I have a new deal, higher price point than normal, but occupied for good numbers, hitting 25% cash on cash return. It's another one from the seller. It's a, oh gosh, I talked to him yesterday, but I think it's a quad. I'm gonna put it in Slack, but I'm gonna have your guy walk it. I'm gonna have your guy walk it. I did the cash on cash. I just can't remember what it might be, but it's another one in Cleveland. I think it might be a triplex or quadplex. Price on it is 270. Hits 20. It's occupied at 25% cash on cash. And I've reached out to your guy Sean to see if he can walk it.
Yeah, perfect. I just saw that text.
Okay, perfect. So this is 270,000. Hits, we'll call it 24% cash on cash. Sean needs to walk. But yeah, that was all.
Okay, sweet. No, I appreciate that update. And then I'll follow up with Elijah. But that text from earlier, that was how it ended. Auburn went Auburn 8K, Pinehurst 2K.
Yes. So we've just kind of switched things around to fit the appraisal.
Gotcha. Okay. So I just want to make sure this was only sent to me over so far, and you just pasted it here, but nobody else is really in the loop. So I'm just trying to figure out: do we have the addendum?
Sherwin prepped it. I think he was supposed to. I think he was supposed to send.
Oh, that might. Let me check my email for that one then.
I don't know if you work with Sherwin, but he's also on my team.
I do see those emails. I don't know if I'm on this one.
Let's see what Sherwin said.
So that, is he in this channel? Does he need shots out, or is she?
I'm gonna ping the text right here. I just pinged it. It should be at the top of your phone.
Okay.
And I'll say, Sherwin, did we send this to Quaid? Okay.
And does Sherwin need to be inside this manager's channel to communicate with like Elijah and stuff as far as TC work like this?
That sounds like a good idea. He is a TC.
Because he's part of your team, right? Or
yeah, he is. I just don't know how to add.
Okay.
I don't think I have the ability to add people to this, but yeah.
Just let me know. Do you know his email? But I'm not seeing his email. Let me search my email real quick. Sherwin.
I'm on stream and I got to get back to yapping, but I just found out it's a quadplex. Newark is a quadplex for 270, and then I'll figure out what it's occupied for.
Okay, perfect.
All right, awesome. Talk soon. We'll just see if your guy can walk it.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, see you. Bye.
I see it.
Gosh, I'm so sorry. Hopefully no more interruptions. My sincerest of apologies. I remember everything you told me. He fixed the issues. I'm sure your cash on cash return is great. I gotta call Quaid back about this thing now. I should have told him on this. My apologies. I didn't have all the details. What is this thing?
I got it at 110.
Beautiful. 110 is a great price to hit a great cash on cash return. So what is this bringing in or going to bring in?
No, it's vacant. So each side could go for 11.
11? I think it go. I think it go for even more than that.
I've seen a couple for 12, but I just wanted to underwrite safely.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is good. This is good. I hate to double dial Quaid, but we got it. Okay, so one tenant in down front. Okay, this is for a different deal, lifetime voucher. Got it. And other units, I forgot. Okay, sorry. You are bringing in potentially, we'll call it $2,300 a month at $1,150 at 110. That sounds really good to me. I honestly don't even need to calculate this, but I will, just because 110,000, 22,000 down, 5, yeah, looking really good so far. $2,300 times 0.8, 1,840. Subtract the monthly payment of 585.47, 586 we'll call it. And then we're going to subtract taxes and insurance. Taxes and insurance on a building like this will be kind of high. 400 for property taxes, insurance we'll call 150. 400 taxes, insurance we'll call it 150. So you're making 704 per month, meaning per year. You're making 8,448. This is looking great. You're going to be 30%, I think. 32,000 down, 32,000 down. 26.4%. Really solid stuff. That is at 110,000. You got it at 110, right?
Yeah. Mike and I, we underwrote it with taxes and insurance at 288.
Yeah, it's so subjective here. Taxes are on. Oh my God, I'm sorry, guys. People won't leave me alone. Taxes are reassessed at a purchase, and they're just kind of skyrocketing in Detroit right now. So that 400 a month is probably pretty accurate. 3.7% is the tax rate there. So yeah, I wish that weren't the case, man. But still, your deal works. So if we add, I think you should go for 10 on all of these, just in case they need a concession and the seller's not willing to provide it. It's better than getting something, or better than getting nothing. So 120 is where we'll send it to them at. And it's listed for 129. I've got strong buyers. They'll do it. 120 is where we send it at. And then down payment would be now, what is that? $24,000. Now you're paying $638. I know it's going to work, but we'll just run it one more time. 648, and then subtract 400 taxes, and then subtract 150 insurance. We make 642 per month. We make 7,700 per year. Our total cost of buying is 34K, 34, and that cash on cash leaves us with 22.6, 23%. It suffices. It works, especially if the seller has put this thing into good condition, which the interior does look immaculate. You have a really strong interior actually. Can't see anything wrong. Great. Okay. So I'll pitch that to the buyer right now. And then I will also let him know about the occupied rent on the vacant rent, 4,000, assuming all the units are Section 8. Okay, 44,320. Got it. Okay, so for this one, $4,320, 4,000 multitasking. If the others are rented with private pay tenants at Quaid. This is under contract now. It's Sean needs to walk. And now we let them know about this next deal here, which You know, I'd normally do a 5K assignment on this, but I think we could do 10. I think we could do 10. So let's give him one more call. To confirm, this is under contract.
Yeah, today.
Thank you. Hey, sorry to bother. New one just came in.
You're all good.
Detroit duplex. Seller has fixed some things on the outside. Looks good. Cash on cash, 23%. It is a low price point at 120,000. House looks really, really, really clean. Under contract today. It will rent for 15 or 1150 per side, kind of like my duplexes. So 2,300 total, $120,000 price point.
Nice. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Send it over. I'd like to take a look at it.
I'm just now putting that thing in Slack. Okay. And then I also figured out about the quadplex that I sent you on Newark and Cleveland. That is a quadplex with 1 unit occupied with a very rare type of tenant. Lifetime Section 8 voucher. Can never be revoked. They will be there forever.
That's okay.
They're paying $11.20 per month, and when it's fully occupied, assuming private pay, you're looking at $43.20 for the whole thing, which gets you to the 24%. And then this other one, I'm about to put this thing into Slack, but maybe we can have who's your guy in Detroit to walk?
Sean.
I thought he was in Cleveland.
You said Detroit. Muhammad in Detroit.
Okay, Muhammad in Detroit. So I'll put this in Slack for Muhammad to walk the property. So this is under contract, available at 120,000. Will rent for 2,300 plus. Hits 22.6% cash on cash return. House looks very clean. Seller fixed siding and windows recently. But yeah, we'll get somebody to walk that. So you've got 2 from me today: Newark and Cleveland, which is
nice,
nice quadplex, and then you have a duplex in Detroit, which looks like it's in really good condition from the photos on Zillow. One thing to note is that you can see a missing window in the front. That was the first thing I asked about. Apparently, seller fixed.
Okay. All right. Easy enough.
Yeah. Sorry, what?
I said easy enough.
Okay, cool.
Oh, good.
Yeah. All right. This is good to go. And yeah, both active contracts ready to go now.
Awesome. Take a look at it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Talk soon. Bye-bye. Okay, first bathroom break. I'll be right back. Give me like 45 seconds. I saw that quadplex in Detroit too. This quadplex is in Cleveland. The duplex is in Detroit. Give me 45 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Okay. So that's handled. I will keep you posted. Let's bring you up tomorrow to see if we can get that thing walked. All right. Is that Cruz I was talking to?
Hey, Rich.
Oh, I had my volume off.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sorry, I had my volume off. I can hear you just fine now. But let's bring you up
all good.
tomorrow to get that walk.
The agent, he just wanted to get the info of the person who was walking because I had asked him if it was a lockbox code or if he wanted to meet with the person, he just asked for the info of whoever's walking.
Okay. His name is Mohammed, and I don't think I have his number. Mohammed. Yeah, I don't think I have Mohammed's info. Let's confirm the. I'll ask what time he can walk, and then we'll get more info. We'll say. What time should Mohammed walk the duplex? And then so let's do a tentative. Let's say like, could we do Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern? Let's try for that.
To bring me up or
no, the walkthrough.
Oh, so tell the agent Thursday.
Ask if that works because I haven't confirmed that with quite yet.
Okay, cool.
And then yeah, we will bring you up. Okay.
Thursday at what time?
3 p.m.
For walking, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Got you. Talk soon, okay?
Thank you.
All right, who's next? I'm writing down these notes.
I got a contract in Detroit too. If you want to check it out, do you want me to DM you the contract or?
No. Address, please.
Okay.
And then, guys, I gotta head out after these questions. We will do a wheel spin, but I've got a pickleball court reserve that we gotta go use. So we will. Yusuf, we were just talking about you, and how your guy, the other guy, got the 10K assignment. But yes, send that over, Zach.
Yep, just did.
Fix and flip priorities. GC, lender, GC. Maybe find the property prior to lender, but lender before property works. Get pre-qualified with your lender. So yeah, get pre-qualified with your lender. We can do that. So Jazz, I don't know if I'm saying your name right, but GC, lender, finding property. Yeah, I like that. You need your contractor first because he's going to be the person you send to your property. Yeah. We have 4 deals in escrow. All right, Yusuf, we'll talk before I go. I got to know about that. I asked about Farron. I'm not sure, but don't talk yet. We'll talk soon. So Zach H. I don't see any DMs from you. I just added you as a friend.
All right, let me check it out. See.
What is a good way to show proof of funds without a bankroll? I have screenshots of my bank account in the Discord. I drop them weekly. All right, Ricky, you go pick up soccer tonight. That sounds fun. I got pick up. Oh, you have. I thought you said you go pick up soccer, and I was like, what do you mean? That sounds fun, man. Pick up soccer game. That sounds fun. All right, Greenfield Road. I'm either gonna make your day or break your heart. Let's see what I do. But
yeah, I mean, it cash flows. It's not in the best condition, but it does cash flow.
Condition
nicely.
Condition is key, as Yusuf will let you know. So the first photo is taken on like a Nokia. I can't even see what the property looks like. Man, it's hard to tell, but that deck definitely needs a replace. The electrical looks a little funky. Interior, I just can't tell. Man, bro took these things with like a mirror and some, I don't even know. I'd love to give you feedback on the condition, man, but it doesn't look great, but I couldn't really be sure. I don't know why people decide to market their properties with blurry ass photos. Maybe bro's vision is like this, and maybe he just thinks that everybody else sees like this too.
That's an old guy.
Yeah, I don't know what honestly, to be fair, it probably is very confusing on how to use technology if you're old. But I don't know, man. The condition doesn't look amazing. We probably need a seller concession, but I can't really tell, to be honest with you. You have this thing under contract though?
Yeah.
Let's see if he's been under a contract with anybody else. It doesn't look like it. Okay, so you have it under contract. What price do you have this for? It's listed at 110.
91,000.
Okay.
I wasn't hoping for a huge assignment fee on it. I was thinking like 4,000.
Yeah, I think
You know,
that's
just
pretty reasonable.
discount isn't that great, but it does it does pencil. Like I ran all the numbers. 500 for taxes and insurance is what I used.
That's very good. That's a high estimate. I like that. Let me check your area. Okay. All right, let's check the property on the Google Maps. I'm trying to see it. Image capture, April 2025. Old roof. This is what I'm thinking.
They said it's
what?
They said it's 10 years old.
They're gonna. So I think that buyer who I just spoke to would reject this, and I think he would reject it for this reason right here. This roof looks bad. It looks like, because Detroit takes heavy weather, so roofs that will last 30 don't last 30. And also this wood right here under it, it's either called flashing or fascia. I don't know which one it's called, but that needs to be replaced. The windows they're aluminum windows, which are like a 90s type of window. So the windows are probably like 20 plus years old, maybe 30 years old. I think somebody in our network might buy it, but I don't think that buyer I called would buy it. However, if the seller's willing to do a concession for the roof, they'd probably buy it. And also the deck. This deck is cooked. This back deck here, that looks like a hazard right there too. Listen, so this listed for 110, Yusuf, but initially listed for 125. Yeah, I feel like we need to address this with the seller. Say, hey, I'm gonna try to get a loan on this property, and if I get a loan on this property, the lender is gonna ask that I put a new roof on the property before they fund the deal because the roof looks really old. I couldn't see it from the initial photos. I checked Google Maps, but your flashing's old. Your roof looks really old too. I get that it's not leaking, but this is just what the lending guidelines are. They want to lend on a good property in the event that they have to take it back. I think we should build in, knowing that there are these issues. I think you should build in off the bat an 8% seller concession. That's $12,000 that comes back to the buyer at close. And if you do that, I can pitch this to the buyer. But I've been down this road many, many times. And if it looks like this, I think we're going to run into some issues. Not about the cash on cash. I'm sure you have an amazing return on investment. But shit, maybe I'd flip this. It's actually not a bad flip. What is actually, I might be a buyer for something like this. I kind of like distressed multifamily. This is a slightly distressed multifamily. Cosmetic rehab. I could probably turn this thing around in a month. Let me check comps on this really quickly.
Yeah.
Let me just see, because if I could sell this for 140 and make like 30K, I'd do the deal. Let me just see if 140 is feasible here. What would it appraise for? So let's just look around in this area. Here's your 110. Neighbor's house is listed for 210. Other's neighbor's house is listed for 189. Wow. Interesting. I'm just comping this really quickly. 110. Let's look at sold units around here. Here's 143. Let's find multifamily. Multifamily. Ooh, 125 and 82. Comps are not there. Yeah, you have two comps, one for a duplex, 125, one for 82. I don't think I could get 140 with the appraisal. I ask the seller for an 8% concession for the roof and for the deck in the back, and then we can send it to the buyer. You can also put this on Buy Box Cartel by just calling buyers who have bought rentals in the area, saying you've got a really nice cash-on-cash return for them. And then beyond that, you can send that to my team and post it in Facebook groups. I would explore those 3 dispo avenues for the highest chance of getting a turnkey buyer. My concern is the roof and the deck in the back, and getting a seller concession is going to really help with my buyer. But dude, you throw this into Buy Box Cartel, the neighbors are buying properties, and you can give them a call.
All right. Do you think we should, or I should send somebody over there just for credibility purposes? Just
That would
to say,
help. That would help.
hey.
Yeah. Do we have, you know who's in Detroit who you can send? You could throw Pam $50 to $100 to have him walk. This guy, Pam, would probably be able to drive over there for a fee. And then that can be your inspector. And Pam does not need $700 to walk. That's not true. No. So yeah, just send Pam. This is a great idea, actually. I think it's a good idea. And Pam will I'm walking near there tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day to ask. Oh yeah, bro. So have Pam walk, and that will really help with that. Say, hey, I sent my guy roof and deck cooked, 8% concession. Then I'll send this to my buyer, and we actually might have a deal here.
All right, cool.
Absolutely. Good idea. I didn't think about that. Good idea to get leverage. Talk soon. Bye-bye. Let's talk to Dubem. Dubem, what's going on, man?
Hi, Rich.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. I sent over a deal to your DMs, or a lead to your DMs in St. Louis.
St. Louis fix and flip. Okay, good. Fix and flips are on the rise right now with our new software. Listed for $95K, or now $89K. They dropped the price. What do you have this for?
So I haven't had it under contract. I'm still waiting for them to get back to me. I did 6.5 of what it's listed for.
6.5% of asking price?
Yes.
What do you mean 6.5% of asking price? That's like $6K.
No, if we are to get off the listing price, it's supposed to be 70% of asking.
6.5, 0.65. Got you.
Yeah.
I understand. Okay, well, St. Louis, what an amazing market, first and foremost. This property is deeply discounted compared to many around it, so I'm already getting a good feeling about your flip, dog. We're going to go ahead and draw around the general vicinity of this property, and then we're going to click apply. 3.2, 1735 square feet. Okay, and let's go ahead and see what's sold in the area. 3.2, 1735. 3.2, 1735. Oh, non-disclosure. Got to use PropStream. 3.2, 1735. And in addition to PropStream, I'll look at for sale properties. 3.2, 1182 flipped and listed for 190. Damn. So your neighbor, this isn't a comp, but it's something. Your neighbor is much smaller than you, and a 3.1 listed for 190. You've got another neighbor listed for 175, and it doesn't look to be renovated. So I bet your ARV is approaching 200,000. So I don't know what your ARV is, but I'll check. You're trying to get this thing for like 65, 70K, 73K.
60K at most.
Well, that would be a great deal, man. Foreclosure. Crossover Real Estate LLC. Interesting. I wonder if it's been foreclosed upon or what the deal is here. It doesn't say bank owned. Bank owned?
Yes, it was foreclosed earlier, but currently it's not.
Currently it's not bank owned?
Yes, because the current owner bought it since January of this year.
Good. So information's lagging. Nice. Okay, so neighbor's house is a single family 2.2, 1776 square feet, built in 1935. You were built in 1918, and that sold for a nice beautiful, cute rehab on the neighbor's house, and it sold for $250,000. Excellent. Your ARV is definitely 200K plus, at least 225. You're not as attractive in terms of curbside appeal. What is curbside appeal? Well, curbside appeal is how the property presents. The property looks like this, guys, whereas his comp property looks like this. So your curb set appeal drastically different than this, which is why as a 2-2, it might be able to sell for a little bit more than your property. But I do think at least 200 to 220. So I'm going to say, I feel like 200. It's not as cute as that one, but 200,000 seems feasible here based on your comps. Now, if you get it for 60, the rehab needed on a property like this, looking at your inside, what a beautiful flip. What an amazing, amazing, amazing deal if you get this for 60. 100% yes. 200K ARV, 60K purchase, 10K assignment, rehab, 30K max. 30K max, honestly. Love this deal, dude. Lock that thing up for 60 and you've definitely got yourself a deal. And I will personally cold call to sell that thing if you lock it up.
So, what if they counter the 60?
Go up.
What could be the
70?
Okay.
Go up to 70. It's a great deal.
Okay, no problem.
It's a good deal. It has been on market for 114 days, and I see that it went pending and then came back on the market. So you have to ask about that. It's been pending twice. So somebody's been under contract 2 times prior. Ask.
So I did ask. The agent came back and said the prior buyer wanted to, after going under contract, came back to renegotiate price. So the seller said no. So they backed off.
But why? Why did they want to renegotiate? What did they find that made them want to renegotiate? That's the important question.
I did ask, but he didn't give me a definite answer.
Well, we need to know about that because we don't want to run into the same issue. And you can use that as a negotiation point. So figure out what they contracted for and be like, well, if they found that, I'm going to find that too. You might as well tell me what's going on. So you can say, look, you can hate me in a week from now when I come back to you and try to renegotiate, or you can be transparent with me. Which is it going to be? That's what I would do.
Okay. I'll try reaching out to them.
Okay, got to move on. But dude, love your deal. Love what you're looking for. Great work. Keep it up. Next is AQ Inspired. AQ Inspired, how are you?
I'm doing good, brother. Appreciate you bringing me up.
Absolutely. Happy to help, man. How can I help?
Yes, sir. So have a quadplex under contract and wanted you to look at it, see what you thought about it. I know you're going to ask about showing the address or something. I'm extremely nervous. Haven't had a deal yet.
We'll keep it private. So first thing I notice, roof is drooping and well at the end of its life. If we try to get a loan on it, the lender will say, we need to fix this or else we're not funding it. And the reason is simple. If a lender gives you a loan on a property, they're paying most of the purchase price, right? So what's the lender's protection? Your 20% down and then the condition of the property. They can recoup it and sell it for a profit, the 20% that you put down that they didn't actually fund, but they can only do that if the house is in good condition. Looking at this property here, new windows, new roof needed off the bat. I'm leaning fix and flip for something like this, but I see that it is currently occupied. So yeah, this thing's in a decent state of disrepair, especially on the exterior. I would say I would love to seller finance this because I think this is too much. I think this is too much for the buyer to want to fix, and not the buyer like a lot of buyers. So check this out. Roof and windows cooked here. Roof and windows cooked here. And that's important when it comes to a rental property. So I would say what could work for this is if you have this at a steep flippable discount, but probably not a flip because, it's also occupied. I'm also noticing this about the siding here. Multiple different types of siding, never really a good sign. So I would say seller finance this thing, man. That makes the most sense, seller finance, because they don't care about condition as much on seller finance. I'd probably offer this guy. Let's see if he has debt on it. I wouldn't assume he has debt on it. Hard to get debt on a property that looks like that. Oh, shoot. No way. He seller financed this himself. He owns this on seller financing terms. This is a seller finance deal already. Tell him, hey, I would love to get a loan on this property, but guess what? The lender's not going to finance it if the roof looks like this and if the interior looks like this. They're just not, they're going to say, fix that, and then we'll finance it. So what do I want to do? I want to do exactly what you did. This guy seller financed it, and he's deep underwater. He paid he has a 250. Oh, this is a good deal, man. This is a good deal, but probably not how you thought. Here's what you're going to do. The seller appears to owe $256,000 on the property and is asking $190,000. He's deep underwater, man. So figure this out. One, does the seller finance note you have a balloon on it? Two, my lender wouldn't fund. That's terrible. Terrible, Jacob. Terrible. At least except for Obama. Why is Obama there? Obama should not be there. Take my guy out of that mix. Take him out of that mix immediately. My lender wouldn't fund. Bro is honestly an amazing human. Mr. Obama, great person. My lender wouldn't fund this given. Why is the Pope there? Because that Pope was in, he was in Hitler Youth. He's a Nazi, and that's very unfortunate. Probably didn't voluntarily go to Hitler Youth, but went to Hitler Youth nonetheless. So I see it, but maybe not as bad as the other people pictured. Bill Gates definitely went to the island. Epstein owned the island. Trump definitely went to the island. Bibi, war criminal, and then I guess. Well, Pope Francis is not the worst guy in the world. He's not the worst guy in the world, but Obama's a good guy. Obama's a good guy. Okay, my lender wouldn't fund this given roof and siding being roof and siding plus windows looking how they do. Let's do seller finance. And then 3, I would just take over your existing seller finance. Note, this could be wrong, but it looks like there's $250K owed on it. So yeah, not a cash deal because it's tenant occupied, can't flip it. Not a cash deal because condition-wise for rental properties, but awesome low equity mortgage takeover on an underwater property. These are the things I would ask him. I think you might have a shot at a deal.
Appreciate it, Rich. We'll work it, and I'll let you know.
Absolutely. Do I have 2 lives set up? No, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4. Nowadays we're comparing worse with worser. Yeah, we are. I think the hierarchy of worse goes like this. Well, who is worse, Epstein or Yahoo? Epstein or the big Yahoo? I know that they're friends. Yes, present tense. But who's worse? I mean, that's a big question. I'd have to go big Yahoo by a slim margin. He is he's a war criminal. I'd have to say maybe not even by a slim margin. I'd say hierarchy of bad here kind of goes like big Yahoo, the Steen, our president today, Trump, and then beneath that I'm putting Gates, and then because he did have the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, that was pretty awesome. But what were you doing at the island, bro? You're definitely not a good guy. And then under that, I'm going Pope Francis, and then I'm doing Obama. But Obama should not even be in this picture. Bro should not be in this picture. People are saying big Yahoo. People who is the big Yahoo? Be careful. He's listening. He is listening. That's what we call him. Okay. Yusuf, you said you have 4 in closing?
Yes, sir. How are you doing, Richard?
Wow, I only know about one of them. Did I sell more than one of those?
Yeah, you remember Buckingham and Peyton?
Did I sell those?
Yeah, you sold those. You sold those on live.
I forgot. That means I can make money off those instead of my company. Okay, Buckingham and Peyton, they must be recorded.
Buckingham has like the appraisal today. So there is 6,000 for Buckingham, 6,000 for Peyton, and 4,000 for Glenfield.
Wow.
That is
okay. This is great news.
16,000, and there is a 3,000 for. I'm not sure how much you are signing, Mount Clemens.
I Well, it's not under contract yet. I've been following up with Quaid and following up with Quaid. They told me this is how the conversation went. Hey, we want to sell. Okay, this is my offer. Well, she's thinking about it. Hey, what's going on? We'll talk soon. So I don't know.
I guess Joseph was talking to the seller, not Quaid.
I talked to Quaid now. Joseph doesn't even pick up my calls. I wish he did, but Quaid is more locked in with the actual. Quaid is the front man. Joseph is the marketing, kind of like me and Chris. But okay, closing imminently. Buckingham, great. When does that close?
19th, after 1 week.
Great. Closing imminently. Buckingham, 6K fee. What else?
Peyton, which is the one that you closed to with me. That's a 6K fee.
Wow. Holy shit. You're doing crazy numbers.
Yeah. And there's 3 more, by the way. I wanted you to talk to Joseph today, if you can call him, because he said we love all of the properties. I have 3 more with Joseph that he's going to buy. So actually, Joseph is buying 6, actually all of my properties. I have 6 deals under contract.
You figured it out. You cracked their code. It took some time, but you cracked the code, and now look where you are. You just had to figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. And yeah, so it's about like 19,000 salmon fees total this month, which is amazing.
Let me follow up with Costas. Hold up, wait, and so I'll follow up with Costas. Text Costas. Any interest in these? Just followed up with him. And then live visibility restricted for 10 minutes. You see that?
I guess I said something wrong.
No, you didn't. The reason my live visibility is restricted is because we were talking about the big Yahoo. And TikTok's algorithm has been updated to recognize who we're talking about, and it is not willing. The reason is because Larry Ellison, who is the owner of TikTok and Oracle, is like best friends, visits him personally, the big Yahoo. And the big Yahoo is like, yo, Ellison, what if we gave you some money to like not promote this stuff? And he's like, oh, I was already not going to let that stuff be promoted anyways. So I just mentioned his name in relation to the hierarchy of evil men posted here. So TikTok is like, you know what? We're not going to let new people see this because, we just don't want you to really spread your rhetoric with too many people. And then the next step, if I keep talking about it, is I go in a helicopter and the helicopter crashes. Oh no, supersonic crashed. Anyways, one day somebody will make a compilation of me talking about this stuff and be like, and look what happened to him. He's not here anymore. So I'm going to say, my live does not contain the content mentioned. Of course you're lying, TikTok. Of course you are, but we all know that. Live is not eligible for recommendation because live does not comply with the For You feed eligibility standards. Oh, right. The For You feed eligibility standards, as in don't talk about our guy, Big Yahoo. I understand, TikTok. I understand. I got you. That's actually crazy work. Don't speak that into existence. All right. Okay. Closing imminently. Buckingham, Peyton. What else? Glenfield.
Glenfield. Yeah. Glenfield is a 4,000 assignment fee. And we have Burns, and we have those other 3 deals. He said he will submit the EMD today, but he didn't.
But I didn't sell
3
those.
properties.
My team sold those.
Well, actually, he got all of them like once. He told me like the area is awesome because I talked to him with his property manager. Property manager told the these are just great. Richard, 1,200 rented out, VA tenants. I got it for 60,000. We are assigning each for 66,000.
Damn.
So there is 18,000 plus the 19,000 that we just talked about.
So you have
how much is that?
So what do you have in closing if those get accepted? Not including Farron. That's not real yet.
Okay, 35,000.
Wow. And that is kind of like what you would make in 30 years in Egypt?
30 years. Let's say 60,000.
How many? No, it's probably a little less than 30 years. Tell me how many years it would take you to make the amount of money you have in closing from wholesaling real estate right now on your first year of wholesaling.
1.6. So that's like 18,000 for me. Well, multiplied by 3.
He's saying his net proceeds.
7 years.
It would,
6 or 7 years.
so it would take him 6 or 7 years to make the money work.
Yeah.
So I guess I was thinking gross figures, but if we sell his deal for him, he keeps 60%, we keep 40. So his proceeds are closer to like $18,000, which would take him
Exactly.
6 to 7 years to make. So 30 years is a bit off. I didn't factor in the splits, but wow, that's really cool. I'll bring you up tomorrow in case there's anything else you can, I mean, find more and we'll keep getting him done.
Absolutely. I just got like Pam is the best. There's a deal that I got. It's a mortgage takeover in Michigan. Pam did the call. I don't know how to pitch a mortgage takeover, and we have this deal. We're gonna get the contract soon.
Oh, the one that I answered your questions for?
No, that was an off market. Right now I'm focusing on off market. Like 60% of my deals are off market right now. I'm kind of like locked into off market. And yeah, like we have about like 4 properties under contract, but they are not in escrow yet. So
what
we're gonna do like really good this month.
Dude, Mora just says he closed $35,000 yesterday, Puerto Rico hotel. What? You'll have to come tell us your story about that. That's insane. Wow. I got to tell Andrew about my clips for today. One beginning of stream call with ATL portfolio. How to price drop seller without saying no to their numbers. And then 2, Yusuf comes on at very end and says he has 35K in closing. And guys, the significance here for Yusuf is that bro lives in Cairo, right?
Yeah. Well, 6th of October, which is near Cairo. Yeah.
Wait, we talked about this. Your town is called 6th of October.
Yeah.
Crazy. I really have to head out here. But dude, we'll talk more tomorrow. Guys, I will do 2 wheel spins tomorrow. I kind of burned my time. I was supposed to go like 20 minutes ago, but I will do 2 wheel spins tomorrow. I'm so sorry. I actually have to go. But we're gonna do more. We're gonna have more conversations tomorrow. I gotta go. I'm sorry. I reserved a court. I can't miss it. I can't. I gotta go. I'm sorry. See you later. Bye. If you guys want to join Hold My Hand Wholesale, the link is in my bio, but you can also look up the community. Just Google Hold My Hand Wholesale. You'll find it and all the good and bad things people say about it. But I think you've seen enough evidence here. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm going to go play pickleball, guys. I'm heading out. Link in bio for all of my resources. You can book me for one-on-one calls in there too. So yeah. And YouTube, I will catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. If you want to join Hold My Hand Wholesale, the link is www.hmhw.group. And we'll catch you later. See ya.